And in the past several days, there have been complaints over bed shortages, as well as some hospitals even refuse to admit new COVID-19 patients. And there has been cases like this in the past week as well. So such practices are actually against the law under the Disease Control Act. So according to the Health Service Support Department under the Public Health Ministry, if hospitals refuse to admit or help COVID-19 patients, those who are involved can face 2 years in prison, a fine of up to 40,000 baht, or both upon conviction. So that is pretty interesting here because even though it has already been a law anyway, but there have been a lot of cases where patients were refused to be admitted into hospitals despite that they have been proved to be infected with COVID-19. And additionally, those who believe they are infected with the virus or have been in close contact with an infected person must also report their movements to communicable disease officials. And those who refuse to disclose their movements will be subject to up to 6 months in prison, a fine of up to 10,000 baht, or both upon conviction. And most importantly, those who think they are infected or have been in close contact with infected patients must also inform the communicable disease officials within 3 hours. And those who fail to report will be subject to a 20,000 baht fine upon conviction. And there are a few details about the guidelines as well as to who is responsible for reporting to the officials. So based on the law here, they actually explain that if an infected person is found at home, the owner of the house is the person who has to report to the officials. An infected person is identified in the hospital has to be the one who report to the officials. And if an infection is found during the autopsy, the person conducting procedure has to report them. And if an infection is found at a workplace, then the owner or the manager has to be the person who report to the communicable disease officials. It is a lot of detail here, but many of the government officials have been urging people to report to these officials because it will be a lot easier for them to control the spread of COVID-19.